Finally, we'll talk about covering sports. Sports can play an important part in a community, which is why sports are typically the second most read part of a newspaper, behind general news, and the obituaries, of course. There are three common types of sports stories: game stories, feature stories, and columns. Now, most sports coverage takes the form of game stories. Who won, who lost, and how did they play the game? They typically follow the basic summary lead, like this one from the NC State Technician. The Durham Bulls ended their season with a whimper yesterday, losing 7-1 to the Norfolk Tides and ending any hope of playoff baseball at the Durham Bulls Athletic Park this season. Now, I'm not a huge sports fan, so in my opinion, the best sports stories aren't about sports at all, but about the people who play them. Great profile pieces let you know the person behind the soccer ball or tennis racket, giving you a glimpse into their lives, in and out of the sport. Analysis pieces help explain how something works, such as how much a new stadium will cost, and exactly what happens when you tear your ACL, so you understand your favorite player and what they're going through, and how they're going to be out for a while. Finally, there's the sports column. Now, this isn't a traditional news or feature story, but instead an opinion piece, clearly labeled, where it's okay to insert your take on how bad the referee's call was. Now, you can't believe that coach still has a job. Columns are filled with emotions, from anger to elation. Sports are filled with statistics. Batting averages, free throw percentages, win-loss records, the last 20 times the teams played each other, and who won each game. Whew. Now, if you want to tell a story using statistics, you first have to, surprise, surprise, conduct solid research. What do those numbers actually mean? That's what your readers want to know. Statistics show a player's true strengths and weaknesses. A football player might have completed 20 out of 30 passes in a game, and that's nice to know. But what if those 10 missed passes were all in the fourth quarter? Now that's a little bit more interesting. Take careful notes. Most big collegiate and professional games will have official scorekeepers, but at smaller games, it's up to you to compile the numbers. If you need help, ask a veteran reporter. Now, use all of those statistics you collect sparingly. You don't want your story to read like a math textbook. And finally, use charts, graphs, and sidebars, like the one shown here, to share more statistics and to provide some visual appeal for your readers. Sports is such a big part of any news outlet that it has its own section in the AP Style book. For instance, now the team name is usually plural. It's the Blue Devils and the Tar Heels, not the Blue Devil and Tar Heel. High school teams are girls and boys, not women's and men's. Most commonly used sports league abbreviations are acceptable to use on first reference: the NFL, NBA, NHL, NCAA, and the like. And in this area, a news outlet would likely include the ACC, which is pretty well known here. Some publications choose to avoid printing Native American team names, like the Cleveland Indians and the Washington Redskins, instead referring to the team's city instead of their name. And while most publications observe AP style and spell out numbers lower than 10, they do use figures for measurements, as well as for team records, like 6-2, and game numbers, like Game 2 of the WNBA playoffs. Use only numerals for scores, adding a hyphen for team scores. For times, spell out the word minutes and seconds on first reference, and use colons and decimal points in subsequent references. AP Style also recommends using common descriptions for time frames, unless the exact time is truly relevant, such as midway through the fourth quarter.